Welcome back to my channel, guys. So today I'll be talking about Premier League match week 36 Peru and predictions. So I think we are entering a very crucial part of the season, and then we also saw a very important game, Leicester City versus Manchester United, and Leicester City got 3 points over there, and Liverpool's situation is getting harder and harder. And if Leicester City can win another game, I think Liverpool will find it a little bit difficult to play Champions League football next season. But then once again, they got a really important game coming against Manchester United. So it is going to be interesting to see what will happen this match week. And it is a very crucial match week for many fans. For example, for Liverpool fan, it is a very important match as well. For West Ham is important, Tottenham, Everton as well. So therefore, I'm really looking forward to this match week. So without any further ado, let's get to our predictions. Newcastle versus Manchester City. I think this game is going to be a really good game to watch. Newcastle, to be honest, I think they will be looking to get 3 points over here because recently they've been performing well. If you look at the last 6 games, they only lost once, and it was against Arsenal. And then they've also beat Leicester City. They've beat West Ham, and then they got draw against Tottenham and Liverpool. So this is actually some really good form line, and I think this is actually the best performance from them this season. So therefore, I think Newcastle will be eager to continue their good form over here. But then against Manchester City, who are just crowned as Premier League champion recently, I think they will be looking to get 3 points in this game because this is your first game after crowning as Premier League champion. I think it is better to get 3 points instead of giving away points to opposition. So therefore, I think it is going to be a good game to watch. But I just have a feeling that Manchester City will be a little bit too good, and I think they will have to be focused because they still have to play Champions League final, and it is probably one of the most important game in Manchester City football history. So therefore, I think City will be completely focused for that game. So therefore, I think they will be winning this game as well. So therefore, I'm gonna go for Manchester City to Newcastle 0. Burnley versus Leeds United. So the question is, can Leeds do a double over Burnley? I think it is possible because if you look at Burnley form line, they are not playing the best football, but then on their best day, they can actually be really competitive and score a few. On the other hand, Leeds United, to be honest, I think they've been performing really well, especially recently, because if you look at the last 8 games, they played against Chelsea, they drew. Manchester City, they won. Liverpool, they drew. Manchester United, they drew. Tottenham, they beat them 3-1. So it is actually some really good form line, and I think this team is actually a team to watch out for next season because the way they've been playing recently, I think it's some really good form line, and I think they will be really eager to finish around top 9 if it is possible. Yes, now they're top 10, but I think they will be hoping for some poor result from Arsenal so that they can actually get the 9th position. And if they actually do get that, I think it is going to be a really good season from them. So this is actually going to be a really good game to watch, but I just have a feeling that Leeds United will be a little bit too good, and I think this team is really going to be excited for next season. So therefore, I'm going to go for Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Southampton versus Fulham. Southampton, they got 3 points against Crystal Palace, and I think they will be eager to get another 3 points over here because we all know that Fulham, they're done and dusted for this season. They are relegated, and I think it is kind of disappointing because this team did actually play some decent football at one stage, but then some poor result legit destroyed this team form line. But then I think Fulham will still be competitive. I think they will be still looking for a big victory so that they can actually go to championship with some big expectation and maybe come back again next season, because I think Fulham, West Brom, Norwich, these kind of teams, they do relegate very often, but then they also come back very soon. So therefore, I think Fulham will be eager to be focused for the next season and maybe get a good result in the remaining games. If you look at the fixture, I do think they can actually get a victory against Southampton or Newcastle. But then the way Southampton is playing, I think Southampton will want to finish off the season with some good result. So therefore, I'm going to go for Southampton to win this game. I'm going to go for Southampton 2, Fulham 0. Brighton versus West Ham. Very important game for West Ham. We all know that West Ham recently, they're falling apart a lot because if you look at the last 4 games, they only got 3 points. So the Champions League football for now, I think it is gone because Chelsea, they're actually 4th, and they're actually really ahead of West Ham. And if Liverpool can get a victory over Manchester United, Liverpool will be 2 points ahead of West Ham. So therefore, I think West Ham will be battling for Europa League for next season. If they can actually get that position, I think they will be happy. But then, of course, deep down, they will be a little bit disappointed because they cannot play Champions League football next season. It is going to be a good game to watch. Brighton also recently, they've been performing well. And if you look at them throughout the season, they've been getting some competitive result, but then they are just not really on top of the game. Like, they don't take their chances and stuff. So therefore, I think Brighton will be eager to change that over here. But then I think West Ham need this victory. And from a prediction, I think a draw is a fair enough call, but I just want West Ham to win. So therefore, I'm gonna go for West Ham to Brighton nil. Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa. This is another very important game for, I think, Aston Villa and also Crystal Palace, because they are having a brilliant season. So I think Crystal Palace will be eager to finish around, I think, somewhere near Wolves. Like, Wolves are 12, so I think they will want to go closer to Wolves, because now they're having 4 points gap. If they can win this game, they can actually have 1 point gap. On the other hand, Aston Villa, they're actually having a brilliant season as well, but then we all know that their form line is kind of unpredictable. But to be honest, I think generally this was a really good season from Aston Villa, because we remember last season this team was like really not performing well, but then this season this team did perform well. So I think it is a really good game to watch, and I think both of these teams will be eager for a victory over here. For Crystal Palace, I think they've been performing well recently. They lost 3-1 against Southampton, but then they won 2-0 against Sheffield United, and then the last 3 games before Sheffield United game, I think it was not a bad performance. Yes, they lost 2-0 against City and 2-1 against Leicester, but their performance was not that bad. They were like really brave. On the other hand, Aston Villa, to be honest, even them recently, they did perform well. If you look at the last 4 games, they've been performing well against United. They did lead, but then United fought back in the second half. So I think both of these teams are not performing at their best, but then their form line is not that bad. So from prediction, I'm going to go for Aston Villa, because the way they've been performing recently, I think they should get 3 points out of this game. It is going to be a difficult game because Crystal Palace is not an easy team to go past, but I'm confident that they can do that. So therefore, I'm going to go for Aston Villa 1, Crystal Palace nil. Wolves versus Tottenham. To be honest, I think it is a good game to watch, because Wolves actually do have a good record against Tottenham, because since they came back to Premier League, Wolves actually did beat them twice and drew once, and Tottenham won twice. So I think this is actually some good form, man, and I think it is going to be a good game to watch. Tottenham recently, I think they've been performing well, but then their loss against Leeds United, it was a 3-1 defeat, and Tottenham didn't really play brilliant football. So it was not a good performance from them, and I'm kind of worried about that. Like, the way they've been playing, I think European football for them next season is under a threat. But then they were lucky enough that Everton drew against Aston Villa, because if Everton did get 3 points out of that game, European football for Tottenham would be over. But also, if Tottenham do lose this game, I think the gap will be wide open once again, and Everton do have 3 games in hand, and they have Sheffield United next. So therefore, I think Tottenham will be eager to get a victory out of this game. On the other hand, Wolves, to be honest, I've been saying this team do perform well, but then last time around, I thought Brighton, they've been playing some brilliant football. That's why I've gone for Brighton. But then I'm going to take my words back, because this team is actually performing really well, and I think they can be a hard team to get past by. If you look at the last 5 games, they got 10 points, and I think it is one of their best form line this season, because we all know that Wolves this season, they had a lot of issues. They have injury issues, they lost their best player, Raul Jimenez, and then they also lost Pedro Neto for the rest of the season. So I think these players were like a really big player for Wolves. And also Bolly, like Bolly, he is also playing a really big part in this team, and they lost him as well. So I think with the injuries this team got, the way they played this season, I'm gonna say it is not that bad. So I think it's gonna be a good game to watch. And from a prediction, it is going to be a tricky game. And I do have a feeling that Tottenham are going to sit back after scoring first goal, because Wolves, we all know that they do concede first goal very early. And I think Tottenham will start to sit back. If Tottenham don't counter-attack well, I think Wolves can actually win or draw this game. But then if Tottenham can counter-attack this game well, I think Tottenham do have a chance to destroy Wolves. So this game is going to be a really weird game to watch. And I think this game prediction will most likely be more reasonable when we're watching the game, because for now, if I do prediction, I think it's going to be difficult, because as I said, both of these teams know how to sit back, but then both of these teams do sometimes concede goal because of their defensive error. So I think it's going to be a really good game to watch. From a prediction, I'm going to go for a draw. I have to back my team. I'm going to go for Tottenham 1, Wolves 1. Liverpool versus West Brom. West Brom, to be honest, I think they were really brave this season. They played some brilliant football, but then I think the journey is come to an end. I think against Arsenal, they were not bad in the first 20-30 minutes, and then until Arsenal score a couple of quick goals West Brom were kind of in a bad position afterward. But I think it was not a bad performance from them, and it was a really, really encouraging performance from them. So if they can keep the same squad, I think they can come back to Premier League very, very soon. And I think they just need a couple of big signing, like some creative midfielder, and then a couple of good defenders and a good striker who can finish his chances. So I think if they can do that, this team can come back very, very soon. On the other hand, not Arsenal, Liverpool. To be honest, I think Liverpool, they did perform really, really well against Manchester United. They won 4-2, and it was a really, really dominating performance from them. And also, Salah scored a goal, and it was a really, really relief goal for him. So I think Liverpool will be full of confidence, and Liverpool need this victory. For now, Liverpool are ahead of West Ham, but then still, Liverpool do have a lot of grounds to make up because Chelsea are 4 points ahead of them. But then Chelsea did play one game more compared to Liverpool. So therefore, I think if Liverpool can get this victory, this game is going to be a really, really good game. And I think this season will be a really, really exciting finish. So therefore, from a prediction, I'm going to go for Liverpool to win this game. I think Liverpool will score a few over here because if you look at the goal difference, Leicester City do have 21, Chelsea 22, and Liverpool 20. So I'm pretty sure Liverpool will be eager to score a few over here. So therefore, from a prediction, I'm going to go for Liverpool 3, West Brom 0. If Everton want to play European football next season, I think they'll have to win this game. Everton versus Sheffield United. It is a very important game for Everton. Sheffield United, we all know that they're done and dusted. They're going back to championships, and we don't know what is going to happen from there onward. But then I think this team can be a really, really good team on their day because we've seen a few times that they do get some big result against some big teams. Even this season, we all saw them getting a good result against Manchester United. I think they beat them if I'm not wrong. And then they did perform well against Manchester City, and then follow up. They played against Chelsea. They were really competitive. So this team can show some really competitive sign. And then this team have nothing to lose. So therefore, I think it's going to be a really, really tricky game to watch. On the other hand, Everton, I will be kind of disappointed with their performance against against Aston Villa, because it was a game that they were supposed to win. But then the performance in that game was not a good one. And Aston Villa were actually performing much better, and they had the more possession, even though we all know that Aston Villa is a team that they do like to play some counter-attack football. But then once again, Everton approach was not good in that game, so therefore I think it was a draw. It is going to be a good game to watch. Sheffield United can actually pinch a victory over here, I think. But then I just have a feeling that it is a very, very important game for Everton, and Everton will have to win this game if they want to play European football next season, and they'll have to rely on Wolves to beat Tottenham so that their European football hope next season will be higher. So from a prediction, I'm going to go for Everton 1, Sheffield United 0. So that's the end for my Premier League Match Week 36 preview and prediction.